cool. All right, so how's everybody doing? Hope you all are doing well on this Tuesday evening. Looks like it's about to thunderstorm out here where I'm at. I am in Buckhead, Atlanta, so I do hope you guys are safe wherever you are, if it's looking the same. Hey Michelle, how are you? How's your leg doing? So I'm going to jump right into this. Like I was saying, hey, what's up, Eddie? I don't want to hold you guys too long, and I need to prep for a tattoo tomorrow. So, with that said, I got some stuff laid out here. I got this kit. It's a wooden structure from a Foskel, and it came with all these pieces, some other little stuff up here. And what it is, it's a laser cut sheets of wood, and they so this is like this stuff here will be on bigger sheets of very thin balsa wood or something like that. See if I can zoom in a little bit. And what happens is you get a bunch of different size pieces of wood, balsa, bassa. Some people pronounce it all different type of ways. But yeah, you get different sizes and different shapes and all that stuff. And so how I start these, after I break them out of the mold, I get this size here, which is, I want to say a 5/32 square, and they're braces. So after the wood is, after the side of the building is popped out, it needs to be braced. So I'll just cut that wood to fit on the back of here. Because this wood is so thin, what happens is when you start applying paint and different things to it, the board starts to warp a little bit. And so these are braces, and it just prevents that from happening. And hold on for a minute. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Somehow the power just went off on the layout, which is odd, but let's see. It started coming down there, huh? It said it's starting to get itchy. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, so after I cut the braces and glue them, so I got this right here. It's called canopy glue. It's pretty strong for what I'm using it for. But I'll glue it on the back of here. And then I'll take my knife here and start prying up some of these clapboards to indicate that it's been abused and weathered. Also, I'll chip away at the bottom here. So like, you know, it's sitting on a foundation and it's starting to rot and all that stuff. So I'll do like layers of some green oil paints and all that stuff after I paint and do what I'm going to do with it. So just to give a good weathered look. And so I have this color I think I'm going to use for the actual building itself, which is fog gray. Let's see. And I got this stuff here, chipping effect. And I'm gonna try and demonstrate how I do the chipping and all that to make the wood look like it's, or the paint job look like it's chipping, if you will. So I got my palette over here to my right. Just put a little bit of paint on here. Got all my trusty brushes over there. Got my water up here. Some paper towel. And I'm gonna wet my brush just a little bit. Get some of this paint on here. Oh, and so as you can see, the wood is like wood color, I guess. And so I spray paint it like a dark gray over, before I do anything, I'll spray paint it gray because I want something to be under there, like a base color, if you will. And then so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. And I got some paint on a brush. And I'll just go over it. I think for this chipping stuff though, as I'm learning this whole process of weathering and making stuff look really old, for this, I think the thicker the paint is on here, the better. I'm not sure what's in this chipping stuff, but it feels like it needs for the paint to be not super thick, but thick enough to where, because I think what happens is that it seeps into the paint somehow and causes some other type of reaction to start happening. So Loki should be out this week, huh? Kind of excited for that. All right, so I got one side or one done. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And I'm gonna do one more panel. I'm gonna paint it real quick while that's drying. I typically have my hair dryer that I use to speed up the process, but I don't want to mess with you guys' eardrums while that's going off. So Yeah, man. Just looking at different clips that they showed, it looks like it's going to be really good. Eager to see if it'll or how it will tie into the whole movie franchise. All right, cool. So we got two of them painted. Let's just brush off here. And this paint is just basic acrylic paint from like Michaels or somewhere. Put you over there. I feel like this can probably get like one more coat, but I like, so I'm gonna do some testing, I guess. I like how it leaves like a, you can tell there's a color under here, a darker color. So I think what I'm gonna do is paint over here a little thicker. And so the bottom will be my test. Because I really don't care what the bottom looks like, honestly, because this will be rotted anyway. So I'm not too worried if, you know, my test spots aren't what I really want them to be or anything like that. So, all right, and so here you can tell, let me zoom in again. Yeah, so you can tell like here, it's a little more opaque and here's a little more transparent. So I'm gonna test this bottom with that chipping stuff to see exactly what the chips will look like if the paint is really thick or kind of thin, I guess. I feel like the same song is playing for whatever reason. That's weird. Somebody just re-looped that song for like an hour. All right, cool. So I'm gonna grab some of this. This chipping stuff. Let's see, what brush do I want to use for it? I think I'm going to grab this one. And so it kind of just goes on clear. To speed this up, I may grab my hair dryer because I don't want me or y'all sitting here waiting for paint to dry. So excuse the sound real quick. Cool. I will add some on the other side here real quick. I mean, I'm putting it on here pretty generously, so. Cool. And I guess I could zoom out here real quick. And so these are called 1, 2, 3 blocks. I'm not sure why it's 1, 2, 3. I thought it had something to do with like the rows or the holes or something, but not in particular. Honestly, they're just weighted pieces of steel, honestly. And so when I am putting these walls together and I go to glue the braces, I take these blocks and just sit them on there to add some weight to it. I'm not sure why this keeps playing the same song over and over. No. Let's see, mix. And then these are just other blocks that I got to also, they're all these are pretty heavy. Again, they just add weight to the glue, and it's like a clamp, if you will. So this side is dry, and what you're supposed to do get that in shot. Is take your brush and actually wet that area that you put that chipping stuff on. And then get like a little knife or something and just rub some of that paint off of there. And so what's happening is, yeah, this ain't that bad. So I guess the trick to this is to one, know how much water to put down. and then have like some references of, old houses that are decrepit and old, so you can know how much paint to pull off, where paint still hangs out, if you will. And so if I pull it up some, you can see kind of where I was scraping that paint and quote unquote chipping it. And even with a damp, so I let it sit there for a minute, and even with a damp brush, that's just enough water to actually get this going the way I want it to. I don't think I can zoom in anymore. Oh, there we go. And this is also is like where some of the artist comes out. Like, so I'm letting the weight of the knife do a lot of the work. And then in some areas where I want it to really chip or just be bare wood, if you will, I'll just press a little harder. But I think a lot of this is just up to an individual on what they want to do with it. And so I'll do that all the way up the board, on both sides. That might be too much. And then because this is the thicker side, I feel like you just get a better, I think a better result of contrast, so you can actually see the chipping really good. And not that I don't like the thin area too, or the thin side. Again, a house is old, so there can be thin sides and thicker sides. They may have replaced this side not too long ago, and this is just an older section of the house. So you can see the whole chipping stuff happening versus, stuff undone. To me, it just adds that extra layer of detail, if you will. And if you try to do it without the chipping solution, you just end up scratching the board, the wood itself, and that's not what I want. So I think I'm gonna leave this one like it is. And then I'll just add the chipping solution. But on this other board, I think I'm gonna add another layer of paint. Because I said, again, I like the thickness of it, so. Well, I like the results you get with thicker coats of paint.
I know you probably haven't traveled in a while, but don't worry. Expedia Travel Week is coming, and you can save 20% or more on thousands of hotels now through June 12th. Expedia, it matters who you travel with. Limited availability, while supply.
And so, I think I want to try this chipping stuff with other stuff. So I tried it definitely with the models, right? The cars, and it works fine there too. So I'm thinking, I want to try it on the Mandalorian helmet that David printed for me. Because I think it'll work just fine. I need to do like some test pieces of it, but I think it'll work just fine. And I think that was one of the reasons I wanted to do this tonight, because I feel like this chipping stuff, you can use it for all types of models. You don't have to use it for what I'm using it here. Let me see, did I use it on any of the 40K stuff? No, I hadn't used it yet, but I will try it on that too. And again, I don't think there will be any issues with it. So, yeah, some good stuff, man. Chipping Fluid by Ammo. Meg Jimenez. I think they do one too, but yeah, I think it's a good product. So I will test it on other stuff, and then we can really decide if it works or not. But I think it's cool. And like I said, I just make sure I put it on really generous. And so after this step of chipping and scratching off the paint and all that stuff, I got some stains up here. That I use. Now, the stains is definitely for like wood and this type of model stuff, but let's see, I got these two from builders in scale. One is dead wood and the other is silver wood. So I use the silver wood a lot. And then I have this old guy here. I don't even think it's flowing anymore, but it's flow stain. This was a really good one. You can see it got like plastic on the on the cap so it doesn't leak. But yeah, this is some good stuff here. And so once that's all done, I'll take probably the silver wood and I'll just brush some on there. Let it get in all the little cracks. And so now it's going to change that color even more. I'll concentrate mostly down here, down at the bottom. Let it really seep into the wood and change the wood. And then after that, I have a container, just a old plastic container that I got, and in here I have alcohol mixed with Indian ink. This is probably a 50-50 mix. No, it's not that much. It's definitely more alcohol than India ink, but it's dark. And so with that, I'll get a paintbrush and just go on the sides here. Let's see. I'll go on the sides here with a paintbrush and just let the wood soak in that India ink, and it'll just find its way in all those little cracks and crevices. That's almost dry. I'm gonna start putting some of this chipping stuff on here. I was thinking I may do this this structure, because it's one building, then it's another building kind of jetting off, kind of cockeyed, and I was thinking I may do this as a standalone diorama, and just kind of lean in with the details on it. I'm not sure yet, because when I typically build these, I build them for my layout, and this one in particular doesn't fit, if you will, what I'm doing on the layout. So I guess let me back up here. I get all these type of wooden structures for the layout. I make them to what I need them to serve the purpose. And for this one, I just didn't want to do that, because it was a really good looking model without me altering it. So when I get these, I typically cut right at the corners and make the roofs all flat. So because I have that post-apocalyptic layout, you know, for me at some point, those people who live on a layout, they don't, or they're not really concerned at the moment with like pitched roofs and awnings and all that type of stuff. But this one here has all that stuff, and I didn't want to take away from that just yet. I'll keep this as a standalone project and make it its own diorama, if you will. Because it's got dormers and all type of stuff on this one. And it was a little more, here's some of the dormers. So here's the sidewalls. You can see they're still gray. That's still kind of wet. But they'll link up on the inside like that. Then you'll have a roof. They provide you with a roof and all that stuff. And then this, see if I can dry fit some of this together. I don't know how it's going to work, but so you'll have this piece here. So just imagine the other four corner or four sides up, other two sides. This from here with this piece, and then we'll have a roof here. It has another piece that jets out over here, another little piece. So it's a pretty sizable model, and I want to keep all that stuff happening with the model. So again, for me, it would just be flat roofs. But where mine is different, you know, I have it sitting on big shipping containers, and so I threw all that stuff in there, and I just didn't want to do that with this one. Can't wait to see how it works. Oh yeah, it'll be pretty good. Pretty good. Well, heck, that's all I got. Like I said, I knew this wasn't going to be long tonight at all. I need to get ready for this tattoo tomorrow. I got most of the design done, but I want to have it ready. So I appreciate you all for hanging out, and yeah, I will see you all next week. Next week I'll do some drawing, do some more posting on Patreon itself. Probably more particular to stuff that I don't post everywhere, you know. So I'll post more stuff like this personal project. And then that truck, I think I posted the truck, the 4x4 too. So I think those two will be strictly for Patreon folks. Until it's done, I may post it all other places, but for now it'll be just us. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next week.